andun na eh. Parang nakikita nyo na lahat ng streamers sa Facebook. Sila Doggy, sila Alodia, parang, and they get thousands and thousands of viewers. So, kumbaga, gusto talaga namin na gawin itong napatibayan pa itong industriya.
Writer PH Studios.
For it initially started with the WXC is Wombo X Combo. So that's a gaming lingo wherein any gamers can relate. Since sa gaming, there are a few genres. Like for example, the FPS o yung barilan. And then meron din naman yung parang Mobile Legends. So any gamer will understand Wombo Combo is. So we stuck with that one. And then for Lupon naman, since from the beginning, I envisioned this one to be a community back. So Lupon is, I think, the term that naririnig ko nung bata pa ako with the Ghost Fighter anime. So Lupon ni Eugene, Lupon ni Taguro or whatever. So I integrated lang yung Lupon with the WX initials as to why na pasok yung Lupon WXC. So yeah, that's the initial origin of the name.
Okay, very good to hear. So next question. What do you both, and I'm directing now to Mika and Paulo, what do you both hope and aim to achieve as a company, and what makes you stand out amongst your other competitors?
Pinik, you want to start?
Sige. For me, what inspired me to do this was, to begin with, I am a diehard fan talaga of the gaming and esports scene ever since 2020, 2010, 2008 pa lang. Actually, after college, nung nag-graduate ako sa Adamson Mass Communication, my mind was already set in doing work sa gaming, whether it be for advertising, marketing, production. Ang mindset ko dun was, if I go to ABS-CBN, which is actually nag OJT ako sa TV5 for the post-prod nila, na-realize ko na masyado na maraming magaling dito. And kumbaga, hindi na ako ganun mag-make a difference or magmamatter if I invested all of my time and effort here. So, I put my focus dun sa may subject na talagang kabisado ko, which is gaming. I've been gaming ever since I was a kid. So, and I also believe na, yun nga, in the future na this is going to be big. So, I started out as a viewer talaga, like 12 hours, 13 hours nanonood ako per day. And then I saw what they're doing abroad, and I realized that I can integrate it here sa Philippines. So with that, nag-propose ako sa mga companies na pinagtrabahuhan ko, na which is gaming companies din, na hopefully we can do this. I had this vision, sabi ko, and gagana na naman siya sigurado. The thing is, I wasn't fortunate enough na mabiyayaan ng project na mabigyan ng go signal since bata pa nga talaga. 24, 25 years old lang yata ako nun. So what I did was, nag-resign ako with my job, and then nag-loan ako sa parents ko ng 80,000 pesos, and then that's where it started. Pambayad ng computer na second hand, and then pang-rent ng apartment, 2 months advance, 1 month deposit, tsaka supply, tsaka kuryente. So, yeah. So, that's my background, and pinagsimulan talaga ng Lupon.
Yeah, what a really great story. And I think you all have received this from the initial press release. So now that you've been able to establish something that has not quite been done yet, what are the achievements that you hope to achieve for Lupon here in the Philippines and abroad? What are the goals that you see?
Actually, we've been doing it na eh. Kasi katulad ng sinabi ni Pao, we believe that this is going to be the future. Yung future niya is not only with the organic or the community that we are having. So it will eventually go sa mainstream, just like what we're doing in the US already with Ninja, and even the basketball players are already doing the gaming, diba? So it is inevitable na magko-crosspath talaga siya, mag-intertwine talaga siya. Good thing, maganda yung timing na I saw Pau na talagang legit gamer siya, and it just so happened na we complement each other. Me as the representative for the organic community ng gaming, and then Pau naman with knowledge, with production on how we can improve on our own and how we can communicate this one outside of the gaming market na nahihirapan kaming itap for the past few years. So, bale, yun, I think kung ano yung ginagawa ngayon sa mainstream, that's where the gaming industry will be going in the future.
Sure. Let me direct this to Mr. Paulo. So, coming in as a partner for Lupon WC, and with the experience that you bring to the table, what are you hoping to do much better, and how do you hope to help Lupon stand out amongst the competition?
Well, yung una, tulad nung sinabi ni Kuya Nick, parang ano talaga tinatry namin yung best namin na i-up yung quality lagi. So, ang daming in-invest na equipment, na ilaw, camera, computers, tapos at the same time, yung building pa. So, ang dami, constant siya. Sumasabay lagi sa times, sa technology rin, kung anong bago. Pero, yun, like what Kuya Nick said, very solid na kasi yung foundation nila for Kuya Nick and Dota ML. So trinatry pa namin i-broaden or ikalat pa sa Pilipinas. And like I said earlier, parang I see this industry becoming if not as big as probably not as big as the showbiz industry, but almost tapping into there kasi andun na parang nakikita niyo na lahat ng streamers sa Facebook, sila Doggy, sila Alodia, parang and they get thousands and thousands of viewers. So kumbaga gusto talaga namin na gawin itong napatibayan pa itong industriya para mapakinabangan nating lahat in the future.
Yeah, no, as you mentioned, it definitely is an investment for the future, and the future does look quite bright for the esports and gaming scene. Let me throw this back to Nico. So one of the questions that came through from the guest today was about the facility. I believe you're building a facility in General Trias, Cavite. Can you tell us more about it?
That's a wild idea to begin with. Kasi to give you an example of our setup before the facility, we were renting a condo unit sa Tomas Morato, sa may E. Rodriguez Tomas Morato, the Amariles, if alam nyo yun. And I think we rented around 6 units there since we are operating like multiple studios. And then what's unique with our setup compared to the others is that the tournaments that we are broadcasting are broadcasted sa America, sa Europe. So we need to adhere with their time. So we cannot let our casters go home ng around 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So as to why we rented multiple units talaga, puro nila. Tapos nagkaroon kami ng wild idea ng partner ko. So what if suntok na tayo sa buwan, I do have a piece of lot here sa General Trias, maganda yung internet, because dito nakaboot kami mga professional players. Gusto mo ba magpatayo tayong 3-story building dito? And then sabi ko, this is the secret nga pala for Lupon. We don't have any investors. So we are fan of the game talaga. So roll lang talaga kami ng roll. Lahat na pumapasok na projects, pera, reinvest. We don't have that fear na mamaya hindi lang mabayaran yung investor namin kasi we ourselves, alam namin na kahit na 50,000 pesos monthly pumapasok sa amin, for as long as we are good, okay na kami doon. So at the moment, give all talaga yung motto namin. Kaya go signal namin doon, automatic na yon. So hindi namin
quick history lang po yun. Kasi ang madalas po kasing nangyayari sa gaming industry, and not just gaming industry, gaming companies here, esports teams, may funding coming from like
investors,
investors, most probably from abroad. And parang as much as possible, ayaw namin. Gusto naming i-maintain na parang lahat ng ginagawa namin nasa Pilipinas muna. Pero ayan. continue, Ken.
Eventually, actually, doon din pupunta sa panigurado yun. Pero for the meantime, talagang ini-enjoy namin. Ang mindset namin is that worst comes to worst, wag naman sana, mawala ang lahat ng to. We can go back to our daily lives na naglalaro kami, nagtatrabaho kami, and wala kaming pinagkakautangan and whatever. So, ang motto namin, talagang habang nandito pa, give all kami. And what a way to give it all by having our own facility. Pero what's unique pa nga, kaya nagkakilala kami ni Paulo is that talagang, I think, wala pa tayong 2 years magkakilala pa, no? Wala pa.
Mga ganan, mga 2 years.
Wala pa. So, nung nasa condo kami kasi sa Amarilis kami, lahat ng studios namin, ang setup namin was ring light. Yung parang sa mga online seller at saka Logitech lang na camera na maliit na gano'n. So nakita niya yon and sabi niya, I think we can improve that one. So ako naman, nag-aantay lang rin ako ng professional na will approach us. So sakto dumating si Pau. Credibility boys, wala ka na namang question. Di ako lolokohin yan. Di ako piperahan ni Pau eh. So that gave me the go signal. Tara, bili tayo sa Amazon. Automatic. So that's how organic yung partnership na nabuo namin. Walang plano na let's continue this one, let's build this one. Wala. Doon kami nagsimula. And then every week, every Sunday pa, no, nandun ka sa Cavite, tapos lagi kami nag-uusap. Sabi ko sa kanya, ano kaya kung seryosohin na natin to? So that's the time na, tara, let's go with this in full blast.
So to clarify, 2 years ago, we started with a condominium or a few in Amaryllis, Quezon City.
Yes.
And fast forward 2 years later, we now have a state-of-the-art facility being developed currently in General Trias, Cavite.
Yes,
is that
fortunate
correct?
enough. Mm-hmm.
And thanks to Paulo's expertise, we've been able to build out. How many studios are currently being constructed?
For that one, there's 4 studios and then there's 8 streaming rooms. So I would like to this is what we are communicating with our sponsors and with our brands. So what differs us from the other companies is that we are focused in building events and IP. So I can compare it to, like, for example, PBA, UAAP, or PBB. So we are building that one. If the talent will be famous afterwards, secondary na lang yung streaming namin. So others kasi are only focused at streaming agad eh. So we are really building assets, papasikatin namin, and then in a way, we are giving back sa community kasi this is something that they deserve. So fortunate enough kami na sinusuportahan nila, and then sumisikat yung mga talents na pinapasok namin doon. In return, they are becoming streamers. Pero our main product is yung mga events at saka yung mga contents namin.
Writer, H Studios.